So if the Chiefs play on a Thursday night, does that mean a bunch of Swifties are watching this show? I hope so. Welcome in the Football Takeover YouTube show. Let's go. What's happening, everybody? Welcome into Football Takeover YouTube show. I'm your host, John Harris, founder, owner of footballtakeover.com. And I know my guys, Willie, Scott, and Brett are all watching, so appreciate you guys. You guys know exactly what you mean to me and why we are here. All right, we got a lot to do on our Thursday show. I'd like to do more shows. Trust me, I'm going to do more shows, but I just dropped What the Coach Was That. I was going to do that in this show, but there was so much left on the bone from what happened in College Station, Texas, and what happened in Miami, Florida over the weekend. I had to make it a standalone show, so make sure you're checking that out. What the Coach Was That. It's my inaugural standalone edition. Clock management is there should be like a commercial. Clock management is a crime. Well, if you do it wrong. If you do it right, I'll give you a thumbs up. In fact, one of the coaches actually gets a thumbs up. He gets a thumbs down to start, but then he gets a thumbs up at the end. Two other coaches get a total thumbs down. But you can go check that out. What the Coach Was That. That dropped this morning as well. So I welcome you into the show. Thank you for being here. We got a lot to do. We're going to put the film on for two big games this week. We got Oregon taking on Washington, so we're going to put the film on of Bo Nix, and USC is taking on Notre Dame. So you know we got to check out our man Caleb Williams. He has been fantastic. We'll take a look at what that man brings to the party, and it's a lot. He's bringing the cups, the ice, the drinks, the liquor, the everything. He's doing it all. So we'll take a look at those two guys. Huge games in Notre Dame with USC taking on Notre Dame. And you got Oregon, Washington. So keys to the game. Go check them out. Footballtakeover.com. Just dropped for Oregon and Washington. Get my thoughts on that game. Key players to watch. Draft prospects to watch. All that kind of stuff. Right there at footballtakeover.com. And look, it's a small subscription price. You can check out all the subscriptions wherever you go. And mine is cheaper than everybody else. And you get way more content. So I should say cheaper. You just get better value, because you're getting all of this for $2.99 a month. So come on, let's go. So Bo Nix, a little later. Caleb Williams, a little later. We'll do our pick three a little later, but we got to start with our cover three. And we're going to start with college football. It's going on during the week, and last night we had two ball games. Don't know on which side you sit. I mean, it's not the sexiest thing in the world for USA and Sun Belt games, but it doesn't matter. UTEP gets a big win. They were 1-5 going into a game at FIU. FIU had the Miami Vice game. Have you seen this? They were all wearing like the kind of neon blue, pink colors of Miami Vice. You can't go to Miami Vice colors and all that and then get spanked at home by 2 touchdowns. UTEP goes in there, gets a 27-14 win. They move to 2-5. FIU falls to 3-4. My man Mike McIntyre, I know he was big on the Vice thing and Miami Vice, and then they lose. Coach, I love you, but yeah, you can't have that happen. And then my guy Casey Keeler and Sam Houston went down to defeat to New Mexico State. New Mexico State's done a really nice job. Jerry Kill has done one heck of a job with the Aggies, New Mexico State. They jump out 27-0 at half. Take the foot off the gas. Sam scores a couple of touchdowns in the second half. 27-13. New Mexico State moves to 4-3. Jerry Kill's done one heck of a job. That's a really good football coach. 27-13. New Mexico State gets the win. We've got games coming up on Thursday night in college football as well. I'm actually going to be at one of them right here in my town of H-Town, and that is Houston against West Virginia. Neil Brown, West Virginia, 4-1. Big game. And another good one, SMU and East Carolina in the American, as SMU 3-2 taking on East Carolina 1-4. So Wednesday night results, Thursday night in college football. All right, let's get to number 2 and cover 3. Could there be a Broncos fire sale? Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, they've been mentioned. Pat Surtain II, is he involved? The thought of the Broncos completely tearing it down, I think, is noble in its efforts. But I don't know how you're going to do that with Russell Wilson, all the money you're paying him. The draft picks you had to give up for Sean Payton. They're trying to get some of those draft picks back. Now, they're going to have to sell off assets near the trade deadline. Now, Sean Payton said, no, we're not doing that. I tend to think it might go the other way. I think Sean Payton wants to get his guys in there. I don't think this relationship with George Payton has gone well. He was not happy with Russell Wilson, although Russell Wilson has played better under Sean Payton. So we'll see how that goes. But are the Broncos looking at a fire sale? They already traded Randy Gregory, and that was a big contract. what's next? What's going to happen for the Broncos next? Well, probably what's going to happen for the Broncos next is what's at number one. It's Thursday night football. Broncos v. Chiefs in Kansas City. Ugh. Are the Swifties going to be there? Are the Swifties going to be watching? It's on Amazon. You're going to have to tell them. But I got a feeling a lot of Swifties know exactly how to get to Amazon. Either way, 10.5 point favorite for the Chiefs. Chiefs taking on the Broncos. Chiefs coming off a win last week in Minnesota. It wasn't pretty. The Chiefs are doing this. They're winning. And I know that sounds odd, but they're winning. Meaning they're not playing exceptionally well. They didn't play exceptionally well against the Jets. They found a way to win. They didn't play great at all against the Vikings. Found a way to win. That's what you have to do. It's kind of like the Bulls back in the 90s. I remember this about Jordan. I remember it was said a lot. They didn't have to do anything real sexy, but Jordan was going to find a way to win the game. 79-77, 129, 123. Didn't matter what the score was. He was going to find a way. That's kind of the way that Mahomes and the Chiefs are playing right now. Not great, but finding ways to win. They're 4-1. Broncos are 1-4. I've got a couple pick threes a little later in the show as it pertains to those two. But you got Wednesday night results in college football along with Thursday night action. Broncos fire sale. And you got Thursday night football with those Broncos taking on the Chiefs in an AFC West battle at Arrowhead. I will never call it Burrowhead, Chiefs fans. Never. All right, let's get to a couple of big games we've got going on this weekend. And we're going to put the film on, bro. For Oregon, Washington with Bo Nix. What does he bring to the Oregon offense? How is he as a draft prospect? Let's put the film on for Oregon's quarterback, Bo Nix. Bo Nix's career at Auburn didn't turn out the way that he wanted or actually anybody wanted. His dad, Patrick Nix, was a quarterback that I got a chance to see live in the 90s at Auburn. His son's a bit different, but it took going to Oregon to kind of find himself again. Not in the opener against Georgia, but pretty much every game after that, Bo Nix showed that he could be one of the top 3 to 4 quarterbacks in this 2024 NFL draft class. Let's take a look at this against UCLA. He is going to send Ferguson to tight end in motion here. So what I love here is Nix is never going to lose composure. So they'll play fake. And the thought is, all right, we're going to hit this screen right here. You're going to block outside, turn inside, make that safety come up and tackle one-on-one. But you're going to bluff wheel. So instead of blocking, you're going to bluff up the sideline. And when you do that, you catch the safety flat-footed. He is going to bite on this guy who's kind of doing a Batman stance. And all of a sudden, Ferguson is right down the sideline wide open. What I love about Nix here is he takes his time and gets rid of that football. Feet aren't perfectly set, but shoulder is where it needs to be. Foot is in that position. And he doesn't drive this ball much, but he's got enough on it, throws it to the outside just in case. And man, this ball is actually perfect. Just outside, Ferguson catches it, slides into the end zone. Bo Nix showing it off right there. Quick release. Not tremendous mechanics, but not bad. Good read, hitting that bluff wheel up the sideline. This would have made for a good Whiteboard Wednesday, but it makes for a good Bo Nix play as well. Let's watch it all the way through from the beginning. Hit that throw, Bo, right? Boom, touchdown. That's it. As I was playing, I was thinking about, man, how many quarterbacks in the Pac-12 are just crushing it right now. Nix taking on Michael Penix of Washington, Caleb Williams at USC, Cam Ward at Washington State, DJ Uiagalelei at Oregon State. You've got Shedeur Sanders at Colorado. You got the young kid now, and I don't know if he'll take over for good, Fafita from Arizona. I was watching him when he was at Servite, and he was incredible at Servite. He's like 5'9", but throws it really well, gets out of the pocket, makes plays. He kept the Arizona team in that game. In fact, Arizona should have won that game. That probably should have been another what the coach was at for Lincoln Riley at the end of that game. My God. Oh. But I spared you this time, Lincoln, I guess. So, yeah, Pac-12 is getting it done. Now, there's another big game and another Pac-12 quarterback we just mentioned. Going to Notre Dame. It's always tough for USC to go to Notre Dame, but they've had some historic wins there. 2005 would qualify when we first heard the words Bush Push, which turned into Tush Push, which has turned into Brotherly Shove. Forget it. Either way, USC is taking on Notre Dame. And that means Caleb Williams. Earlier this year, after the San Jose State game, I had to take a look at some of the things that Caleb was doing, and my God, were they good. Let's put the film on, bro. Caleb Williams, USC. Well, I'm not sure. I remember a quarterback being as good on third down as Caleb Williams is, and this is a great example of kind of the full package against San Jose State of why he is so good on third down. You're going to see number 41 right here. He's going to end up being a free blitzer. So these rushers here are going to essentially kind of slide, kind of slant this way and blitz this way, and 41 is going to come off this edge, and there USC is going to slide the line that way. So Caleb understands, I think, as I watch this, that he's got that rusher by himself. Everybody's accounted for. Okay, so they're going to work, a little movement here up front, and those 4 are going to be taken by the USC 5 up front. But that 41 is, he is bearing down all the way. And you can see how San Jose State is trying to play this little fire zone. They're going to take this away immediately. This linebacker is blowing up that blocker. But Caleb's eyes already went to this side over here. So he's not staring down this rusher, but he sees him, he feels him, and so he's going to buy himself a little bit of time with that right there. Now, that's not something you regularly teach quarterbacks. Hey, if you get a blitzer, just fade away and throw it sidearm on the money for a first down. This is not something you teach quarterbacks. This is innate. He wants to go, you can see by his eyes, he wants to take this, but they are blowing that up. When he comes back the other way, he's got to think quickly and fast because he knows that rusher's coming, feels him, fades, sidearm for the first down. I mean, that's ridiculous stuff, man. That is really, really good on third down. 2 massive games in college football this weekend. USC at Notre Dame. Can USC stay undefeated? Can the Irish get a big win at home? Came up short against Ohio State. And then got hammered last week by Louisville. That one's intriguing. But the biggest one is out in Seattle. Oregon taking on Washington. So a little Bo Nix versus Michael Penix. A little Caleb Williams versus Sam Hartman. Love the college games this weekend. All right, let's get to our pick 3. And on the pick 3, we're sticking with, we got a Friday game in college football. And we're going to talk about this Thursday night football game. So let's get to the Friday night football game. Because there are 3 of them. There's a really good one with Tulane and Memphis. And I feel good about Tulane in this one, but that's not my pick 3. My pick 3 is actually on Friday night. Stanford taking on Colorado. Now, Colorado, I think, can handle a lot of this business. But Colorado still can give up some points, even though it's Stanford. So the point total is 60. I'm going over. I like overs. I had USC Arizona as an over last week, and 3 overtimes later, we got there. So we got some luck, but I'd much rather have the overs than the under. So I'm going to over. Shedeur Sanders in Colorado against Stanford. Stanford's not playing well. They're 1-4 under Trent Taylor. In fact, they lost to Trent Taylor's former team, Sacramento State. I think Colorado's going to get this win that's going to get them to 5-2, but I think they're going to score in the process. This feels like 42-21, 42-28. Do the math on that, that's more than 60. So, the first pick 3, we're going over Stanford, Colorado total. All right, let's get to Thursday night football. Kansas City is a 10.5-point favorite at home. And I mentioned this earlier as we were talking about this game. The Chiefs are just finding ways to win. They're not blowing teams out. And I think on the other side of this, I think Denver, with how they played last week, the way they gave up that game against the Jets, Thursday night football, kind of the last salvo, if you will, of the Denver Broncos, I think that the Broncos are going to play well. Not well enough to win, but well enough to cover. That 10.5 is rich. I even think this could be a 10-point game, 31-21, but I think it might even be closer than that. Doesn't matter. I just need it to be within 10.5. So I'm going Broncos to cover the 10.5. Now, the flip side of that is I would be going with the Chiefs to win, but Broncos to cover. So that's how we're going tonight. Hopefully I'm 2-0 with those picks. But either way, we just need the Broncos to cover that 10.5. And finally, passing props for this game. So if I'm going with the Broncos to get inside that number, then I am anticipating that Russell Wilson is going to have a great game. His passing total feels a little low. 222.5. I feel like Russell can go over that. It doesn't have to be a moonshot over, but I think he's going over it pretty early. Now, over is the slight favorite. It's not like a wide favorite, a huge favorite. It's a slight favorite. So I'm going over Russell Wilson passing yards of 222.5 against the Chiefs on Thursday night. Feel good about that. I got there with Brock Purdy a few weeks ago, and I went under Jalen Hurts, and I got there. So my passing props have been really, really good. So I'm going Russell Wilson passing yards. Let's go over, pay a little bit of the juice, get our money back when we win. Over 222.5 yards for Russell Wilson against the Chiefs. All right, that's going to do it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. I really appreciate it. So like, share, comment, subscribe, all those kind of words that you got to go with YouTube. I just like doing content for you guys and hope you guys enjoy it. So comment below. I like to comment back. So just hit me up when you get a chance. And also check out footballtakeover.com. Again, subscription $2.99 a month or I think it's $29 for the year. Which, I mean, is nothing. My draft guide is worth that alone, and you'll get the draft guide free. So basically, you're paying for the draft guide, you get everything else free. Or you're getting the draft guide free, and you're paying for everything else. I don't know how you look at it, but it's not exorbitant. I know that things are tough for a lot of people. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, is I'm trying to make a business out of this that I can do for the rest of my life. Because I like making content for you, whether it's YouTube, whether it's website, wherever I can do it. I want to do it for you, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And as always, thanks for watching.